Welcome back to my channel. I am walking through a $1 million listing right now in Denver, and I wanted to take you along and kind of show you what I look for during my showings and just show you this beautiful home. And I'm already obsessed with the staging, so I'm just going to take you guys along and kind of point out different things that I see and things that I like, and then we'll also obviously look at all the staging stuff. So welcome back, and I hope you enjoy this video. So you walk in here, and this is the front room, and you can see they have the nice lightly stained hardwoods, which I love, with the white walls and the white brick fireplace. So that really lightens up this space, which is also nice that you have a lot of natural light here in this front room. I am in love with the lighting that they chose as well, and then obviously all of the decor. Love a good white fireplace. This might be non-functioning because this neighborhood, a lot of the homes are about 100 years old, but I just love the vintage look, the way they decorated the fireplace. I think this is a great large living room space, and the way they organize the furniture, I would say, is probably what I would do, just because you wouldn't want to block this space when you first walk into your living room. The one thing that I did notice on the home, which I think they kept on the front of the house, is the original windows. So they are really cute, and obviously you can open them up and you can see at the bottom they just have it open a little bit, but it is not a historic neighborhood. So our house did the same thing, where the very front of the home was the older windows, as you can see. And then as you get further back into the house, they put on, I guess actually up here, they also have the older windows. But in the back rooms and down in the basement, they have newer windows as well. So they definitely fixed that. I don't know why they did not fix the windows in the front, but that's always something I point out to my buyers, because windows can be expensive. And then this is just the cutest setup ever. I don't know where they found that, but it's adorable. Right off of the living room space, the way they staged it is they have a small dining room space, which is nice. A lot of people don't use them as much anymore, just a formal dining space, but this is nice if you do want somewhere to sit and eat, which in this home in particular, there's no bar stool seating or really any other space for a breakfast nook, so that is definitely something you would want to keep there. This kitchen is to die for. So I'm really loving the black with the white, and then I love the gold handles. Sometimes I really do like, I guess they don't have a center island here, but I do really like when the center island has the same colored cabinets as the bottom, and then a different colored cabinet on top. The way that they configured this, it looks really good. I love the farm sink and the tile, the tall fridge, and then there's a little space in the back here as well, kind of wasted space, but it keeps the kitchen nice and open, which is nice. Good cabinet space. They could probably have added some extra cabinets, but it kind of depends on the buyer if they think that they can be able to function here in this kitchen. And then you can see the stagers chose this cute shag rug here. and then kept it pretty minimal on the countertops, which they like to do in order to get some good clean photos. But I'm loving the aesthetic. And then they do also have a wine fridge, which is nice for entertainment. This is a pretty good layout to host because it's fairly open. The kitchen is still private because it's still in this private corner here, and you can close off that door. But you can also keep it open, and it still feels like more of an open concept of living, which I'm assuming is what they went for when they did their renovations. All right, and then this is the first bathroom. This is just right off of the kitchen. You can see that the flooring has that pretty gold detail. It's a very nice tile they chose, and then they went with the teal colored backsplash in the shower, which I'm seeing a lot of, and it's super popular. I think it's a really pretty color to have your bathroom pop. And then they did choose to have a smaller vanity here, which I see a lot in this neighborhood. I would have probably gone with a little bit bigger of a vanity. This one's pretty small, but it does keep this bathroom fairly open. So moving on into the primary, you have the sliding door that leads into the primary bathroom. I would have chose to have a double vanity, but I do think it would have taken up a lot of space here in the bathroom. I love the backsplash here, and then the contrast of the dark floor, really pretty. And then also tied in some of that blue-green color in this bathroom as well. I am already in love with this pillow. It is darling. And then you can see it's a fairly small bedroom. And then of course, loving the Persian rug. Very much my taste. And then I do love the walk-in closet with the hardwoods. Okay, yes, I am obsessed with this bedroom. I mean, the staging is top notch. The rug, the way they even have this blanket laying, and then the vintage old styled books on the nightstands, down to the pictures. I mean, I'm obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. Good lighting. I guess actually now I take it back, and there are still older windows in the bedrooms as well. And then very cute bathroom down in the basement. Okay, cute. So you have a good size space here. The ceilings aren't terribly low, which is very common in these older homes in Denver, but I will say I have noticed a little bit of wonkiness in the basement. It looks like the foundation might be a little off. However, I did do a walk of the exterior, and I did not see any stair stepping in the brick, but I would definitely be cautious, err on the side of caution with that. But however, with that being said, this home is over 100 years old, so it might have already done its dance, as we like to say, but that is also something I typically point out. And then this is where I'm seeing the newer windows. So down in the basement, it looks like they did end up putting new windows in. And in Colorado, having a basement, a finished basement, can make a huge difference in the appreciation of your home. So I know in some other states it's not as common, but Colorado for sure, having a finished basement is a very nice plus. Okay, and then last couple of pieces I'm loving in the home with the staging is this bowl is so cute. That I'm pretty sure is from Pottery Barn because I've seen one before. And then I'm loving this little bench area that they have as well. So I'm back at the house, and I am just going to go over kind of my sheet that I look at during the showing, and then like I said, I look at some major items when we're walking through the home. So I always just kind of do a quick scan of the exterior. If there's a brick exterior, I like to look if I see any type of stair stepping in the brick, and just kind of any concerns on the exterior. And then when we go inside, usually the clients are walking around and thinking about if they can live there, and that's kind of my opportunity to go in and kind of scan everything. So the big ticket items for what I look for, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I've had a couple first-time home buyers that look at me and are like, what am I supposed to be looking at? So I wanted to go over kind of what I look for. The major concern for the buyers is, can you live here? Do you like it? How do you feel about the price? For me, I'm looking at some other bigger things also to have them think about further after they answer those couple of questions to themselves. I usually like to look at the water heater and the furnace. Those two things are fairly expensive to fix, and their lifespan can be 10-12 years. So those things can also be protected by a home warranty, $100. So that's always a good thing to consider as well. The other thing is the roof. I usually just kind of look at the roof, try to identify what type of roof it is. I am not a roofer, so typically after you go under contract, that is your opportunity to send over a roofer to get up on the roof, check it out, make sure everything looks good. That's another big ticket item. The one thing that I did show you on the video in the last house was that the windows were older on the upstairs level. The basement, they replaced the windows, but replacing windows is also fairly expensive. I mean, it can cost, depending on where you're at and how many windows you're replacing, but around $15,000. So that can be an expensive fix. And then obviously things like in Colorado, we have all of the seasons. So having forced air and central air, you want to have heating and cooling. And then what else? Those are kind of the major things. Oh, and then I also always try, if we can, depending on what price point and what neighborhood we're in, but always make them think about whether or not they want a 1-car, 2-car garage, or a garage in general. Usually in Colorado we get a lot of hail, and it's really nice to have a garage. So that's always something I try personally to prioritize. And then other things I look at, so after the showing, the buyer wants to make an offer. When I'm looking at pricing, some of the big things I look at is the price per square foot. So I always kind of keep an eye on that number, and then we have, if there's a basement, finished basement, unfinished basement, and then I'll pull comps in that neighborhood based on square footage. So if you're gonna have a, yeah, so So typically what you want to do is pull 2 actives, 2 pending, and 2 or 3 closed. It really depends on your neighborhood and what else is out there. So active is what you're competing against. So you kind of want to see, if you're in the $1 million price point, what else is out there in that neighborhood active that you're competing against, what those look like. If it's a flip like that last one that we saw, you want to make sure that the flip was done well. And then obviously pending, sometimes agents will share what they're pending at, sometimes not, so those are a little more tricky to work with. And then obviously closed in the last 90 days is an important comp to look at as well. So those are the top things that I consider when I'm looking at putting in an offer, when I'm viewing houses. So if anyone has any questions, then definitely let me know.